Oh yeah, I forgot to mention you can have a mullet in this game.
And we're back with Destructoid Video. I'm here today with Greg Bargas, who just got back from playing Star Wars Jedi Survivor. So Greg, you played it for 4 hours. What's your first reaction from this game?
Honestly, man, like, even though I played for 4 hours, I do not feel like it was enough time to do everything in the demo that I wanted to do. I think people are going to be really surprised as to where Respawn and EA are taking this game.
I'm looking at the early footage that is now public for everyone now, and the game looks like it's just going all out. It's building on top of the original in all the best ways possible. And I mean, come on, a hook shot, that's all I need in a game to get excited.
Ascension cable.
Ascension cable. Okay, thank you for that. But now, let's talk about the combat. From what I'm seeing, it looks like we're getting a lot more verticality from the combat, which is really exciting. More like double jumping and dashing. And how did it feel playing?
Yeah, I mean, everything felt very natural. And having played Jedi Fallen Order, just about a month ago, starting out in the demo, everything was still very familiar in terms of, Cal being able to double jump, being able to wield dual sabers. There's just a lot more of that. In this game, they build upon that by introducing 5 stances. So you could have, your single wielded lightsaber, you could do dual wielded dual sabers, you can do the double bladed, and then there's 2 other ones that they've added into this, which one being the blaster that we already kind of knew about before, and the other one being the crossguard, which I didn't come across during the demo that I played, but it's, described as a powerful, deliberate stance that you allow to deal massive damage at the cost of long wind-up times. So it sounds like the heavy hitter kind of class that you can change on the fly.
Yeah, it seems like they're really messing with the combat to allow for different play styles depending on who you are. Like, some people might want to play the more agile version of Cal, while others might want to do those big, heavy-hitting attacks. And I just think that's neat, because the first game, there was really only one way to play. And I'm glad with this one, they're really mixing it up and allowing people to have fun with the combat.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right. But also, I think it also plays into the different types of enemies that you'll come across, because even in, like I said, it was a 4-hour demo, but I don't even think I encountered all the different wildlife, all the different enemies. I definitely saw, I think, all of the droids that were available, but there was like, I was surprised to see shield troopers, different types of stormtroopers, the Bedlam Raiders, who are this group, this gang that's antagonizing the planet Kobo that you land on to get parts to fix the Mantis. But you take each one of these stances and kind of figure out, which is best for taking on each one of these creatures or enemy types, especially when it comes to the Rancor. I mean, the beast itself is just overwhelming. It almost fills the entire screen when you're in a small, confined area trying to battle it. I died so many times, and I didn't even have enough time to really just die and keep trying and fight it, to end up victorious. I was like, okay, I got a lot more to see in this demo.
You had to move on.
Yeah, I had to like, pick my battles and then choose to, kind of progress the demo that we were playing.
Yeah, and speaking of the world, it's a lot more open-ended this time around. I believe the story is still linear, but there's way more wide open lands in this game. Is that true, or is this still pretty linear overall?
I think it's true for at least what we were able to play. It was a very selective, I think, piece of the game that we were given to play. But when you first land on Kobo and then you come to Rambler's Reach, which is this town that's kind of in the center of the first area that you land on, you start to venture down and you get lost on the way, looking at things, exploring little caverns.
There's way more side stuff, right?
Yeah, talking to NPCs, discovering or tracking down rumors. The part that I came to the Rancor was a part where there was a rumor that some miners had gone missing in that area. So you follow this rumor and try to figure out, okay, what happened to them? Is this part of the main story, or is it, it's kind of like a side quest? And you start to, fill out the map. You can put, waypoints up now. You can use BD as a visor. And so I think they're just trying to, like I said, it's the evolution, I think, of Respawn's Star Wars game, but also Cal's story and the areas that he's now a Jedi Knight. He's got a lot more tools in his toolbox, and I think it's just, a way to build upon Cal himself as a Jedi Knight now. I think EA and Respawn kind of recognized where Cal was at in his journey or what they've built so far in his character arc. So I think they're leaning more into him being a realized Jedi now.
Yeah, because this is 5 years after the original game, so there's no way he would have forgotten those moves. So I think it's safe to say you're not starting from scratch in this game.
Right, and he's seen some stuff. It does make mention that he's been running missions for Saw Gerrera, which was a total surprise to me because in Jedi Fallen Order, they kind of parted ways, and that was that. And you didn't really catch mention of him anymore, other than the time spent, helping the Wookiees and, really kind of fulfilling that mission that Cal was there to do, to be on his way to become a Jedi or to help Seer in that case.
Now, we've talked about how this game's a bit more open, but let's talk a little bit about the presentation. Is the game looking better, in your opinion, like seeing it actually like in front of you playing it? Because sometimes, trailers don't really do a game justice. Does Survivor look a lot better than Fallen Order?
Some of what I saw was gorgeous. It was absolutely gorgeous, like different particle effects. The way they built up the city, the wide open areas, the beautiful landscapes. Some of the lush, like foresty type areas that I saw, the water pools that are kind of cascading down this desert landscape. There was one portion where there was a giant oil spill. And I think the team has done a great job of kind of realizing, what gamers want out of a AAA game, especially in the Star Wars universe. Even from the stuff I've seen so far, the character animations, everything just looked like there was a ton of promise, and things to look forward to in the final product.
Well, I'm definitely excited to see how much better it looks than Fallen Order. It is skipping PS4 and Xbox One, so that means they could solely focus on current gen and PC, so I'm really excited to see how it looks. But was there any other takeaways that you wanted to mention about Survivor?
Oh, yeah. I forgot to mention you can have a mullet in this game. And there was like a bunch of other customizations. I can't talk about everything, but by the end of the demo, I did have Cal sporting a beard, kind of like Obi-Wan looked. But aside from that, so the game now has kind of like a parry bar. So in the original, you could probably hold down left bumper and just parry forever into oblivion. But now you can actually exhaust that. So it means that you have to get more creative of how you navigate a situation, what enemies that you're taking on, and even more reason, to switch from those different stances on the fly. And another thing too, the force confusion and being able to tame animals, I think was probably the best addition to this game. I mean, if they've opened up the world this much for you to explore and spend hours doing so, they at least provided some wildlife that you can tame, ride, or latch onto to fly to get to certain spots, solve smaller puzzles from what it seems like, the ascension cable. So I think, again, I feel this is very much an evolution of what Respawn and EA created with Jedi Fallen Order, and it just kind of opens it up and frees itself from those chains that, kept it glued to the genre as a Metroidvania and really provides, a bigger sandbox to play in.
Yeah, for sure. It definitely looks like they are just building on top of what the past game was. They're not reinventing the wheel so that the game took like 6 years to develop. They're just giving people more of what they loved, but just upping the ante this time. Well, Greg Bargas, thanks a lot for coming on and telling us all about your experience with Star Wars Jedi Survivor. I'm really excited to play it.
Yeah, I am so much looking forward to the final product, and I do want to give a big thanks to EA and Respawn Entertainment, everything that they were allowed us to play, and I am just looking forward to continuing Cal's story and see where it takes us.
And if you want to find Greg, you can actually go over on Twitch. He's always streaming on that platform as Dynamite Giraffe. I'll put it on screen right now. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that thumbs up. If you didn't, hit that thumbs down. Thanks a lot, and we will talk to you guys next time. See ya.
Bye.